So today is my 28th birthday. I'm about to laminate my eyebrows, but we're going to be talking about all the things that I learned in my 20s. So the first thing that I learned in my 20s is that the same friends that you start your early 20s in are not going to be the same friends that you're going to be ending your 20s with, and that is something very important to learn. So the second thing that I learned in my 20s is that what you do in your 20s will really determine what you do, how your 30s are going to live out. So I feel like in my 20s, I've been trying to work hard and, try to get all my schooling and everything done so that in my 30s, I can live bougie and be bad in my 30s. So I became an LPN when I was just 19 years, well, I was 18 years old when I finished. By the time I took boards, I was 19. So I did that for about 4 years, and then I went back for my RN. And now, most recently, I am halfway through my FNP program. So I'm on track to finish grad school before I'm even 29, and that is the goal. The third thing that I learned in my 20s is to save your money. Now, I've always been what's called a frugal person, so I feel like that has not been that hard for me to do. But I have always been someone who learned to not always try to do things to show off for people. For example, trying to get a car that you probably can't afford just to be able to show off to people. Guess what? You're gonna be the one paying that car payment. You're gonna be the one watching that car get repoed, not the people that you want to show off for. But saving in your 20s is so important. Thankfully, I worked as a travel nurse, so I was able to save a good amount of money, and because of that, I'm able to pay for school out of pocket and not be stressed. Now I'm gonna have to pay for a preceptor, which I hate to do, but yeah, like I'm able to do stuff that I want to do, go on vacation. I'm still frugal and stressed about money, but I do have money saved up. That is very important. The fourth thing that I learned in my 20s so far is that stop giving people second chances. When people show you their true colors, take that as a sign, a clear sign. Because I've always been the person that's always the forgiving, oh, this person can change. Well, I've learned that the hard way, and I've ended a lot of friendships that way. So learn from my mistake. Don't give people second chances if they definitely don't deserve it. The last and final thing that I feel like I learned in my 20s is to stop taking advice from just anybody, because not everybody has gone through what you've gone through, and they probably will never go through you go through. So I learned that the really hard way, and when you take advice from the wrong people, you're the one that suffers in the end, and you're going to have to learn your lesson from that. I have many other things that I learned in my 20s, but we'll talk about that next year in 2026 for my 29th birthday.